Hi everybody, for tonight's video I will share with you how I did my bead art. First we will start by casting our machine with black yarn. One in the front, one in the back for the first row, starting with the black needle. So I will go like this, very slow. And in some point in the video I will go a little bit faster, but you will be able to see it. So put that in the yarn feeder after the first row is done. Put your counter to 0 and then you crank for 10 rows of black yarn. All number will be on the screen, so don't worry. So time to color change. Put that aside like this. Attach those two together. And we will do 10 rows of yellow. You attach it with a double knot like this, not too tight, because I always tie it at the end. So time to crank 10 rows of yellow like this. And we will switch back to black yarn for another 10 rows. Put your yarn in front of the needle, black needle, attach it together, not too tight, just double knot, and then you crank to all the black for your 10 rows, and then you switch back to yellow, another 10 rows. So we got black, yellow, black, and we need another yellow, 10 rows. And now I will add 40 rows of black, 40 rows. All number are on the screen. I will give you all the number in one point during the video, so don't worry. So we'll do the 40 rows. Like this. Turn it when it touches the table to prevent some drop stitch. Crank, crank, crank. And then you reach the 40. You switch back to yellow. And we will do 10 rows of yellow. There. Pull the yarn a little bit to prevent to get your stitch too tight. So I do a yellow, 10 rows of yellow. When the work touches the table, time to turn it again. So color change, going back with the black for 10 rows. Crank. And then switch to yellow. Put that in front of the black needle, do a double knot and crank. This project is not a hard one, so if you are newbies, you will be just fine with this one. So don't worry. There. In this video, I will show you how to close a tube by pulling on the yarn and also with a hook. Another 10. And will be time to cast off soon. There, make sure you have enough yarn. Cut the yarn, and with the wool needle, you open that. The wool needle, we will go and grab all the stitch one by one. There. Turn it, and you will start just in front of the black needle. Right there. If you continue, you will remove all the stitches from the machine. You don't want it. You want it to do it with the wool needle. Very important to grab all the stitch one by one. So you could see the recipe on the screen right now, or the pattern. 10, 10, 10, 10, 40, 10, 10, 10, 10. There. So time to grab all the stitches. And now here I have a tuck stitch, so I will go with the wool needle, grab it to remove it from the needle of the machine. Always good to have a wool needle, or wool, not, no, a loom needle. So grab stitch by stitch, and I have another tuck stitch here, so I have to turn the machine till I go in front of the yarn feeder. It's easier because the needle would get up. So I continue like this till I remove everything from the machine. So it's always nice to have the loom hook close to you, especially with black wool. Tuck stitch happened to me a lot with my machine with black wool or yarn. There, last one. Yay! So time to finish my hat. Pull on the yarn, stretch the tube, very important. And you could see the little stair where I switched the color, but now I will pulling it a little bit just to tighten it, and it will fix a lot of it. So when I turn on the other side, we won't see that much like I just see like 2 seconds ago. So very important to retight all your knots. And I will cut a little bit of yarn on it too, it's too long. So I leave like an inch or 3 centimeter. There. That's my way to do it. If you don't, it's okay too. Do it your way you want. Me, I just share how I did it. So like this. Time to put that on the other side again. See, you could see it a little bit, but not that much. The little step where we do the color change. So pull on it with the wool needle. I will go around the middle. I know you can't see it because it's black, but I tried to explain it. I go inside the middle, around the middle with the wool needle, and then I will pull on it to tighten it very carefully, because you don't want your ad to get not secure for kids. So stretch, 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 and do the same thing on the other side. If you still with me, can you put on the I can't remember the word. Oh, in the comment, can you put banana? If you still here, the word banana with a happy smile, happy face, smiley. So I put my hands in it to reach the other side, and with my wool needle I go and bring the yarn from the other side to this side, and I will attach those two yarn together. Let's secure the hat. Stay together. So that's it. Cut the excess, and I will hide it between the two layers of the hat. There. And I will use the Adi Pro or the 22 needle of any kind of knitting machine to do the little dart on the top. If you don't have any, just put a pom-pom. Black pom-pom would be just fine too. So for the eyes, I use a 2 centimeter eyes, and I decide to put it very close together. We don't see it correctly. Start over. and then pick in there. Now we'll go and attach it. Make sure you don't go too far with the wool needle. Stay on the black only. There. So this is for the eyes. This is 2 centimeter eyes. So it's time to attach the other one now. Like I said, I will put it very closely, like this. There. Double knot, hide it between the 2 layers. And I will show you option 1. What I did first, I decided to do I don't remember how to say that. Eyeball? I don't know. You will see what I tried to say. And so I did the 2, and then I switched on the bottom to do the mouth. So that's what I was thinking to do first, with the mouth like this. Create a triangle for the mouth, and so the eyeball, I'm not sure if we call the eyeball, but whatever. But I decided to remove it. I didn't like it. I don't like the color. If I could get another color, it could be better. So option 2, I remove it, and I decide to do just simple with white. And go like this. Come back on the starting point. Go in the middle. Going to the starting point and go on the other side. There. Go in the middle, go on the side, bring it to the other side, and voila. To give our little bug little bit different. As you could see, I didn't go in the middle. I should, so don't do that. So now it's time to do a chain with the hook. If you're not comfortable with that, just find some thicker yarn and it will be just fine. You could also put like little bee, not bee, but button on the extremity of it. Little balls, I don't know. So I did 25. I chained 25, and then I will do a little trick on the end of it. I go and doing twice in the middle, push that in the end with my finger. Now we go and do the same thing on the other side. So 1 and 2. And the yarn, I will go and hide it in the chain. I redo this side because I forgot to do it twice. Like this. There. So now it's time to hide those tail of yarn inside. So I just grab 1/2 of the stitches of the chain with my wool needle. But like I said, if you're not comfortable with the hook, just go with the thicker yarn, or maybe do a braid, and it will be just fine. I know you will figure out something. There. So this part is ready, and we'll do the same thing with the other part. almost finished. I will go with the Adipro after. I will attach this in the middle of the eyes. Like this. Not that wide, just a little bit. Don't need a lot of yarn to do that. There. Double knot, and I did in the double layer of black. So that way you won't see through it. Like I did with the white yarn. Make sure you put that inside of the double layer. So that's it. So now the last part, we'll cast on with waste yarn. We'll do 5 rows of waste yarn. Why waste yarn? It's because it's going to be easier to close my tube with waste yarn. Put that in the yarn feeder and then you crank. When you do your 5 rows, you will come back with your black yarn. Cut the yarn, open the yarn feeder, put that in the middle, bring the black, put that in front of the yarn needle, there, and then you crank for 10 rows. When your 10 rows is done, you cut your yarn, put that in the middle, bring back the waste yarn, put that in front of the black needle, like this, pull it a little bit. Don't attach those two together because you will remove the waste yarn at the end. There. So just continue to crank to remove it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Now it's time to close it. To close it, I use a number 5 hook, and I will go do a full stitch and grab one side, grab the other side, and with the yarn I will just grab all of it like this. Do the same thing, grab all of it. Whoops, all of it. So I do that till I reach the other side. And I will do that for the other side of the tube. So both sides with the waste yarn will be closed like this. Continue. Sorry. Almost done. And after that we will create a little triangle. Will be a little bit tricky because with the camera the black doesn't show very well, so really have to be careful how I turn it to do the triangle. So make sure you grab all the stitches like this and close it. Cut the yarn and close it. Pull on it. Time to remove the waste yarn. It is always easy to remove one side, but the other side is always harder. It's because you got the cast on the other side. So when you have the cast on, you have to remove the little knot and the first row, and then you could pull like I just did. There. So put the tail in the middle. So time to close the side. Always check that you don't have any drop stitch. So we'll do the same thing with the wool, the hook, with the hook. I will put that a little bit faster because you already seen it. If you're not comfortable with it, I will show you in the video description 5 ways of closing tube. And the option number 3, if you're not comfortable with hook yet, will be just fine with you, for you. go check the video in the video description of this one. See, I removed the knot, and now it's time to remove the first row. Very easy to remove the first row, and when the first row is gone, ta-da! Easy like the other side. So I will just play with it a little bit, and then hide the tail of yarn. Like this. Hide the other side. Almost finished. So it will look like this. So I fold it on this side. It's not a perfect square, so don't worry, I will fix it after. We will fix it together. So I did like a mattress stitch for this part, but you don't have to. It's black, you don't see it, so just do your best to close it, and we'll be just fine. So I close it like this. There. Do a knot, and I did in the middle of it. Cut the excess, and I will put the bottom inside of the triangle. Hope you see it correctly, but it's now time to close it, so no need to mattress stitch here, because we won't see that part. We'll be hiding on the top of the hat, so don't worry. Okay, so almost finished with this part. There, close it, and then hide it inside, cut it. So now it's time to attach it. Very important to go on the top of the middle of the where you close the hat. Make sure that it's very, very strongly attached. So I go in the hat, and after that in my triangle. Pick in the triangle, and then I go pick on the hat, and I pull on it to make sure it's very tight, so it will stay up the way I want it. There, almost finished. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I didn't do any, because I didn't have time. I'm working too hard this summer. Sorry for that. I'll have time to do is shorts, but I will come back with the real video like today. Don't worry. So I just secure it a little bit more. And if you struggled, don't worry. Anything is very easy in life. So when you struggle, you learn. So if it's not the best one right now, you will do the best one the next one. The important thing is to finish your project. So hope you enjoyed this one. See you next week for a new video. Ciao, ciao. And never give up.